understand this. This is what I should be doing around other men. Submitting, whatever it's called.
I'm so glad I was recording that.
That's the worst. That could have been the worst thing I've ever said. Is that what I'm going to say when I go to prison?
I hope not. At least not day one.
Well, could you explain, if you're going to leave it in, can you explain what it is your dog is doing? I mean, I've never seen a dog do it, but you say it's normal.
I don't know, sitting and wagging her tail. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Don't sell me out, as they used to say in the quiz scandal. No, I mean, the dog, it looks like something I do naturally when a fight starts.
You flip on your back. Pee on yourself a little.
No, I put out the message. I am submissive. Don't hurt me.
Because you're a black belt in Taekwondo. Don't!
I hope that wasn't pre-prepared.
It was not. I mean, I knew it before I started the sentence,
right.
But not before I started the podcast.
Oh, I didn't take Taekwondo. I took Taekwondo.
Exactly. See?
I'm just showing you
how you can take my joke and make it your own.
Might be delivered
Yes.
in real time. So what is hi? But before we get into let's dispense with the pleasantries. Okay. Are they really that pleasant?
Never.
When people who say let's dispense with the pleasantries,
they're
never
not pleasant people.
No, they're not.
No,
you're afraid to confront them.
Pleasant people don't mind pleasantries.
I wrote notes today. I am so prepared today.
Wow.
That it's
Note number 1, congratulate yourself.
Yeah, I know. But in fact, the only thing I did today was podcast related. This would be like a full day of work for me.
Yeah.
Answered 3 emails.
So it started at 8. your big day.
No, I think earlier, even earlier, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock PST, I started to get into the game.
Yeah. So, good. I'm sure that'll all bear fruit.
Did we talk about how your Dennis Miller impression has gone viral with Jen Kirkman?
Yeah, we did last week. Yeah.
So
it's still sticking with you, which I'm kind of excited about. That it got in your craw that she gave me a compliment and not you.
And we got what I consider a celebrity VIP question from Nyara Hawk. I'm so nervous pronouncing people's
names. She's that famous, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but her name is Nyara Hawk, and her last name is Haq. I don't know how to say anything, but she's on TV. Hawk, like that. She's on TV. She worked for the Obama administration. I think she did. Remember when we had good government?
Yeah.
And she wrote us a question. So I don't know what I'm just saying.
Wow, that's like a question teaser. That's
it's unbelievable. Hey, stay tuned.
Stay tuned for a question from someone Andy's heard of.
I listened to that. Also, no, I started earlier today.
Okay.
I listened to the song, which I love that song, the Allison song, and your song. Which you gave me the
which we
MP3
last week's show with.
Yeah, and I love that song. That song made me laugh.
Worried about the moon.
Worried about the moon, but it made me laugh, and it made me. I wrote down even one of the lyrics somewhere. But it reminded me of a song that I have that I realized if I can dig up this song, this will be a song that I would actually play, like not as a joke.
Yeah.
And the song is "You Can't Make Me Feel Good," and it's very similar to your song. It's basically saying I have to worry every day and all this kind of thing. So that's what I saw in that moon. That's what I saw a little OCD in that moon. Worried about the moon song.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
do you know the Randy Newman song "I Want You to Hurt Like I Do"?
I can't believe I don't know it. Is it on 12 songs?
No.
Oh, I think it's on an album. You said that I don't know. What is it?
I think it's on Land of Dreams.
Oh, I know Land of Dreams. Where he's in the cowboy outfit?
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
I won't get into it.
No, what were you going to... Why?
Just because it was in that... Because that's the theme of the song is I want you to hurt like I do. So
he has the best songs written from the point of view of people who are... like you can't believe these people, but on the other hand... Like the point of view of the guy in Guilty. I love that one.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about this before, but I really can't think of many other... Most writers don't write in the first person, but you don't know if it's them.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a brave way to write, I think.
I think Zappa did maybe, right?
I can't cite anything, but but he made 50 fucking albums, so I bet
he made a lot of albums.
He did the first person, the third person.
So it's safe. It's actually
the
safe.
fourth person once removed, he did.
It's safe for me even to say it, right?
Sure. because he probably did have a song like that. I just was trying to distract you while I took my jacket off. That was great.
Was that good?
Yeah, that was. It was like a magic trick. Whoa! Where'd your jacket go?
If magic tricks were that easy, like just removing your jacket,
Yeah.
I would be a magician. At no time have you seen. At no time have my hands left my body. Right
Now.
now, sir.
No, Dad.
Sir, we have met before, right? Why?
Never.
Sir, I'm sorry. This is just my patter.
Okay, then yes.
Hi, I'm here to do magic tonight. And so magic has to be accompanied by patter. And the patter is usually self-deprecating. Hey, I'm gonna juggle these rings. Hey, don't worry, I'll get that when it drops.
You just made your magician a juggler.
I forget. Not only did I make my magician a juggler, I didn't know the difference when I was saying it. Well, where does the magician end and the juggler begins? Aren't they both?
At the unemployment office. Am I right, people?
All right, people, you don't know what good jugglers are pulling down these days.
They're pulling down up to 5 balls.
Where do you go? Can you say I'm the world's greatest juggler? I know you wrote a one-man show about this.
I did. Called I Was the World's Greatest Juggler and Other Dirty Laundry.
Right. And
starring Chris Bliss.
Right, but like for example, you don't know because you're not up on it. But if I was to say, is there a world record now? Like can a guy juggle 40 balls? No, right? 35? No. 30? No. 15? No. 10? Maybe. So the fact, I don't think someone could do 10.
I have no idea what
Please
the record
write into
is.
Thought Spiral.
I'm sure YouTube would tell you what the record is, but
I don't feel good all of a sudden.
No?
No, because I came in.
What's wrong, little feller?
I'll tell you what the problem is. I came in today and I was like, oh. I take it as a challenge, doing what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
And I also take it like he's not going to get over on me. You're not going to get over on me if you start complaining about the amount of preparation I've done, which you don't do.
Never.
But you did suggest once that we prepare.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
Right, but now I look at you. See, now, is that to throw me off that you have a blank book?
No, it's filled with notes on other pages. That's just page 2.
Okay, all right, because you're afraid I'll steal your ideas.
Yes.
But now I'm starting to get a little nauseous, and I'm realizing now that whenever I get anxious, I start to get nauseous.
Yeah, it's good to key in, know the signs, but what's making you anxious?
Whatever I said that made me feel odd, and then for the first time since I've been here, I was aware of trying. I try not to try.
Sure.
But then you can tell when I'm in the middle of some cornball pun or some horrible riff.
Yeah.
You know that I'm uncomfortable. You can measure sometimes.
Sure.
But I just realized recently that I get nervous and I get sick. And I don't know which comes first, the nervousness or this. I would
say the nervousness comes first.
Right.
The sick is a side effect.
It's a side effect. But like the other night, and I'm not proud of this. I'm not neither proud nor not proud. I got sick and I started to get nervous. I lied down and I was like panicking a little bit.
Is this at home?
At home.
Okay.
And then I got up and I felt like I kind of like, you know how you can want to throw up?
Yeah.
But then you don't know. I don't know what your relationship to throwing up is, but I never like to throw up because it always would usually admit to me that I drank too much or something like that.
Okay.
It wouldn't be from normal throwing up. And then if it's not from drinking, then it's just an awful thing that's going to probably kill you. And so I never have looked forward to it. What's your take?
I only look forward to it when I'm food poisoned.
Okay.
Because I know it'll make me feel better.
Right.
But I don't fight. If I feel like I got to puke,
you go.
I go for it.
Okay, so
generally I feel better it's not pleasant. Oh, I'll give you that.
But generally, I feel better on the whole after than before.
Well, this was interesting because I started to feel nervous, and I threw up.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" I threw up, but it was like it all came out. I felt much better, and I had shoved down like a big chocolate bar.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's not just the panic, but it is the panic intertwined with.
Well, it's probably at this point, they're probably like a symbiotic thing.
That's true.
Where when you get nervous, you get nauseous.
That's
but
true.
when you get nauseous on its own, it triggers nervousness because you're used to the two being tied into each other.
Right.
Maybe.
But had I not eaten, because I wasn't feeling that good.
Yeah.
And I don't ever know how to interpret what's happening to myself. I always don't, which I'm trying to do now. That's what I'm trying to learn. Oh, you feel, it's like, if you start to feel something and you go, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, but it's curtains. Someone get my will.
Right.
Why would they get my will? Someone get something.
That's your red fox.
Elizabeth, I'm coming. So, okay, first time I blacked out. How
You
did I do
nervous,
so far?
throwing up.
Oh yeah, and then I hate that. And then everything is about for me is about anticipatory anxiety. When I was a youngster, 3 years old, I told the story many times. I thought I was going to die at a party that my mom was having, and I was, I'm dying. And I didn't die, and I felt warmth and love come over me. That should tell me, as you go on in life, don't panic. Yet, when I feel something, my first, physically, anything at all, something like a rumble in my stomach, I start to worry.
Okay. And do you have any set of tools that kicks in once you feel that first sign?
Mostly breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing is the
Controlled breathing or just breathing?
No. Actually, concentrate. Trying to breathe deeper.
Mindful breathing.
What's that?
Mindful breathing.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's the thing. Watching other people who've gone through panic treatment stuff is a lot of it is just like, oh, I can recognize sign number 1 instead of sign number 5.
Right.
And I can shut it down faster.
I think that's the reason why I took so long to get help in my life, because I didn't realize what it was, that it was anxiety. And I've thought of the perfect example. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but the time that I yelled when your dog was on my lap, and then I was deathly afraid that you thought I was yelling at your dog. Do you remember that?
I vaguely do.
You vaguely do. You know why you vaguely remember? Because
it
wasn't a big deal. What happened was we were both sitting out there, and Allison was out there.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I saw something. No, I saw something on my whatever I was. It was Waze, I think. I was trying to get something into Waze, and they were asking me to take a survey.
You yelled at the phone.
So I yelled at the phone,
and the dog thought you were yelling at it. Maybe.
And I was
Only
convinced.
Maybe. Yes.
The worst part of it, I was absolutely convinced that, and never would ask. I would say, "Hey, I don't hate you. Please know I'm not hate your dog."
Right.
But I never would ask until recently. And the only person I've ever asked is you.
Right.
What was going on? What was going on then? So you, in your mind, you vaguely remember it.
I remember it more. The more
Okay,
now that
I
you
bring it
filled
back.
me back
but
in. Yeah.
But see, my image of myself is I start to say, no, I was on Waze.
I remember you freaking out at the time.
Yeah. So what was why didn't you tell me to get help? That's serious right there. I guess you can't say get help for that reason.
I think get help has always been implied with you, Andy.
Here's the thing. I think
I think you might have already actually been in help mode at that point too.
My memory is no. Because I have very clear demarcations.
Okay. You would know better than me.
You know why? Because if I had been in therapy, I would have brought it up in therapy.
Okay.
Because that would be a perfect example. I did not know until right now, until I thought about it again, that it was part of what I would do all the time.
Right. Yeah, no, from an outsider perspective, it was like a 10-second misunderstanding.
Right.
That goes away.
But I am convinced that the other people are going, oh, this guy's
right.
This guy's got a little problem with dogs. and if you thought that, and I asked you, were you going to say, no, you're wonderful. I leave, you and Allison having the big speech on the back porch. Friends are one thing, but this is, her voice sounded beautiful in that song, On the Moon.
Yeah.
Why can't I sing like her and do something like you?
because you just ain't us, my friend.
Oh my
you
God!
Just
I
ain't us.
wasn't expecting that kind of. I wasn't expecting an intervention. What was that? A response or an intervention? That's got to be a good line to use. Hey, sir, are you heckling or is this an intervention? Come on.
Kind of sounds like something that would be like
Said already?
kind of maybe said already, or maybe as used as dialogue in "I'm dying up here" or something.
I'm watching all the.
Are you coming back to the show?
Yeah, I have 2
because
more
I'm getting ready to leave if you don't.
Well, here's the thing. I understand that it's hard to watch that show, but here's the problem. No, I know that there's different things going on.
It's
And
very soap opera-y.
there's
at
a
this
soap
point.
opera thing, but as soon as I got on that show, I love all those people. Al Madrigal, I love them so much. I'm all of a sudden on that team now.
Yeah, okay.
This might be the greatest thing I've ever
Well,
done.
then let me gently poke at your team and say, it's getting too soapy for me. I need my Kindler, or I'm walking away.
Well, Brett Garrett's great on it.
Brad Garrett's great.
damn it.
He's fine, but
one of
he's
my-
part of the soap opera problem too.
No, but I mean, I love him being dramatic. And the clock.
You owe money to Vegas.
Yeah, but that's
Vegas
not-
is calling.
Well-
oh, don't know you don't want to owe money to Vegas.
He also said brand. That's one of my pet peeves with shows from a different time period.
Yeah.
I don't think they said brand back in the 70s.
No, it was anachronism.
And I get so I'm the only person whose head steams when I see that. But I don't know which I think I should have wrote down the episode. Oh, actually no. I should be able to find out what episode I'm on.
Well, it seems like your client on the show is starting to feel some dissatisfaction. So I'm hoping
Yes.
I'm hoping he calls his agent soon.
That you are I won't reveal anything, but you are not far off.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I think he's so funny because that guy, his name is Clark Duke.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor. And I love him on that show. And so I tell him, I go, hey, they gave me those 70s glasses I'm wearing.
Yeah.
They said, hey, I said, hey.
The Nelson Rileys.
Yeah, Charles Riley. I said, hey, they gave me a prescription for it. And he says, well, they did the same thing for mine. And I don't realize his glasses don't look odd to me. I have no difference between me. I could still be the 70s for me.
Yeah.
In other words, he looks like I've known him my whole life. He's got long hair and he's got glasses that for him would not be his style. I don't think that's a good story. You're right. But you know what I'm talking about? It's like that shows me I lived through that time period. Because if it was during the 20s, I wouldn't. Let's say we're doing a show and you're in the 20s.
Okay.
I would never forget that a flapper was in front of me.
You lost me.
Okay, all right. I'm looking at a guy. He doesn't look like he's in costume to me. He looks like all of my friends.
He sort of plays as just hipster at this point. I
Yeah,
would
but
say the
those-
way that his wardrobe plays could be modern hipster.
Right, but so much of a hipster that you don't even mind his glasses, which are very big in 70s like.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't notice about it. Because I was like, and that made me think, oh, maybe it's big. Josh, I'm not kidding. I think that
You're concerning my dog.
Lucky came over. All right, let's get off of that. Why do you bring these things up? You know it bothers me. How'd your birthday? Well, you know what? I didn't
We
even
were
ask
here.
you how
We
your
were here
birthday
last week.
But I mean, what did you?
No, you pretty much took the conversation far away from my birthday as you could, as fast as you could.
How many have you had, and when was the best one? And did you ever go to the store on your birthday? And did you ever have a traumatic experience?
Yeah.
Did you ever have
We're
a
not getting any meat from this. Let's.
All right. Well, do you feel bad for my dad that my dad never had parties when he was a kid, and and his mom told him, "Oh, you never wanted to have a party." His mom told him.
Yeah. That's like brainwashing, kind of, isn't it? Like hypnosis. You never wanted a party.
That's not healthy.
You hated presents.
I mean, I admire the mind control aspect to it. So
You weren't very into celebrating anything.
you don't like birthdays, and you know what? After she said that to him, he eventually didn't like birthdays,
Yeah.
and he never liked birthdays his whole life, which is so sad to me, but also so revealing of a guy who's been in therapy in a year and a half and thinks everything's a connection.
I have to recommend, this is reminding me of the book I just read, which is a graphic memoir, All the Answers by Michael Kupperman.
Are you kidding me? He has a new book out?
Yeah, super good.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him, right? Do you know I love him?
Now I do.
Are you talking about Kupperman?
Yeah.
The guy who wrote Thrilled, he wrote those two things, Thrizzled. Tales to Thrizzle You.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so what's it called again?
It's called All the Answers.
Oh my God. Is it on Fantagraphics? Why am I already ruining the story?
No, it's not Fantagraphics.
Oh, okay. And what's the deal?
It's a graphic memoir. It's a hardcover book about his father, who was one of the quiz kids during World War II and subsequently, which were huge, radio stars. These kids who were, brainiac kids.
What show was he? I mean, would I have known the show he was on?
Quiz Kids.
I don't remember the name of that show.
No, because you're 60, not fucking 90.
But I would. So can you imagine how annoying I would have been if I was a little older with all my terrible references? I have enough obscure, horrible references. Hey, what are you doing there? What are you on the kids show quiz?
But you remember in radio days, they had they had a character of the radio, the quiz, the super smart radio star who was super arrogant.
Yeah, I kind of do.
That was based on Kupperman's father. Was that character?
Oh, but was he kind of a character too?
He was a national star as a kid.
But he was. But
God, it's so not fun to explain things.
Did you see any of the actual footage?
No, because it's a graphic novel.
Okay, but I want to tell you something. Okay. Michael is putting. I heard him last week. This is the first time I'm ever going to be able to add on to your story where it doesn't sound like I'm trying to deep six it or ruin it.
Just go, run with it.
Okay, he was in a discussion with someone saying what should be the best. He wants to take all these things, pictures from the 30s. I didn't know what it was related to, but it's obviously all these pictures of his dad and all this memorabilia. And they were saying that they were trying to find a site to put on because they said all the Tumblr.
Yeah, he started posting stuff on Tumblr and stuff.
Yeah, and he said Tumblr. He said Tumblr, and he was right about Tumblr, that it is like they assault you with visuals when you get to the website. It's like a angel sitting on top of a thing. So that's why I think there's got to be actual. I wonder if there is footage of him.
Well, yeah, at some point it went to time for everything.
Michael, is it Cooperman or Kupperman? I never know. It's Cooperman?
I'm going to say Kupperman.
Okay. He has one of my favorite jokes of all time. It's like these aliens are trying to seduce this earthling to come on their ship or whatever.
Yeah. And
one of their lines is, we have travel, Scrabble. He makes me laugh.
But it's a personal story. It's basically about the way that this show ruined his father's life and him sort of digging into the mystery of it all.
Oh my God. Is his dad still around?
I don't. He had dementia in the book, so if he's still around, he's not fully still around.
I will go to the store, and the store I go to is we have a comic book store. I shouldn't mention the name, but there is one in our area.
Yeah,
that
Why
I go
not
to.
Mention the name?
Okay, it's called, but because I don't want people coming to the house.
It's our area.
Okay, don't come to my house, please. It's Earth to Comics, which is on Ventura, and it's.
Is that how it's read? Is Earth to Comics? It's not Earth to Comics.
That, it was funny because I have a joke that plays off of the Earth to. The joke is I want to be the first comedian on the space shuttle because I'll get on the space PA and I'll say Andy to Earth, hello, and I won't be able to stop doing that hilarious joke, which I always thought was a great joke, but no one ever laughed that much at it.
Huh.
So
what makes it a great joke then?
Because there's normally Earth to Andy, hello.
No, but you have a whole series of those jokes.
Who does?
You do.
Name one. I'm going to pretend to be
about like Einstein. You have the Einstein.
Let me explain one of you. I don't write the best material. I don't write things that are clever. I'm just interested in getting to where I beg the people for a laugh. Right. That's all that matters for me. Okay, where were we?
Oh, I think we were talking about Michael Kupperman's book, but we can move on.
Oh, okay. That
was Josh's pick for this week.
Because what?
That was Josh's pick.
No. What I'm saying, Earth to Comics, that's where I got it, because my joke says Andy to Earth, and reverses the Earth. Now, you admit there is a joke there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a consequential joke. I mean, it's not like a joke you could use the Earth to Comics thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Let me get this straight. Your jokes are pure.
Sort it out, Andy.
Your jokes,
sort it out.
Pure global warming. Is that what you're telling me? Your jokes. Now, here's another question I have for you, but it's off the topic.
Okay, good.
So I thought they were saying Earth to comics.
Okay, I'm asking.
Earth to comics.
You go there all the time.
And why would you think it'd be Earth 2?
Because that's
comics?
a kind of comic-y
I think it's
like
both.
Earth 2, you know.
I think it's what you're
second
saying.
or-
I think it's probably what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My question is leprosy real? How come it was all I was scared about when I was a kid was leprosy?
Yeah.
And I was always worried that I would run away from a leper.
How did you know this was dry leprosy, the kind that's not contagious? I didn't. It's from Papillon, people.
Hey, come on, people. That's another movie I want to see. That's great.
There's lepers in it. You should be afraid, maybe.
Is it great though?
It's a great movie.
Is
yeah.
it's like The Conversation and the Papillon I often hear said in the same.
They're nothing alike.
That's
I
bad.
have
What's
to say.
Papillon about?
Papillon is about prisoners escaping from Devil's Island in French Guiana.
And
And it's
French Guiana,
French
cha-cha.
Guiana, Devil's Island.
Hey, let me ask you a question,
Hey,
Choo-Choo.
Papillon. Maybe get on the raft with Dustin Hoffman, huh?
Hey, Choo-Choo, are you from, what's the problem? You got some ancestors from British Guiana?
I'm not even doing it. Oh, he would make a meal out of the British Guiana.
It's a hell of a movie.
Man.
Steve McQueen, Dustin
Yeah.
Hoffman. It's a classic. They just remade it. It's going to suck.
Oh, because everything today sucks. Because the libtards.
The libtards when they remade it. When they remade Papillon. Now he's going to float on a boat of political correctness.
I think we've gone. Okay, so there is leprosy in that movie.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the deal with leprosy? And I know that you don't know a lot of things.
What is the
Most
deal
of
with
your
it? How
information-
do you mean? What is it?
like? Is leprosy contagious?
Yes, except for dry leprosy, apparently. From
Dry?
Papillon. Well, there's
Oh,
a scene in Papillon where he goes to a leper colony,
right.
and the head leper is
Yeah.
sort of testing him.
Is this the way they marketed
It's
it?
sort of testing him, and
Oh.
and he's smoking a cigar, and he hands Papillon his cigar.
And what does
And
Papillon say?
Papillon smokes off the cigar. And that's when the guy goes, "How did you know I had dry leprosy, the kind that's not contagious?"
How did he know?
And Papillon goes, "I didn't."
Whoa!
Yeah, because he's fucking Steve
That's-
McQueen.
he takes
he's
it-
fucking cool as Steve McQueen. That's right.
Why is that cool again? That he could have died?
Because he needed to pass the test in order to get the thing from the leper.
Oh,
the
okay,
boat from the
okay.
leper.
Wow. Now, in real,
I must reiterate, you're not fun to explain things to.
I know, but it's, for some reason, I thought being afraid of lepers was something that was a terrible thing based on fiction.
Well, and Jesus. There's a whole
so
big thing about
Jesus-
Jesus and the lepers.
He's always raising the
that
raising the
makes
bar.
him a better person going to the lepers.
I don't want to hear from my leprosy fans. Now, has it been eliminated?
No, I think there's still leprosy.
And it does
It's not as commonplace.
If you have it and it's contagious, you will die.
I don't think you will die.
God.
I think you'll become disfigured.
Next week on the show, we'll be talking about quicksand. We'll be back right after these messages with things Andy saw in movies that he never figured out.
He never stopped being afraid of.
That's right.
But didn't know what they were.
Welcome back. Now, Josh,
Yes?
did you ever get scared you fall in the quicksand? I have on Dr. Katz. I talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I believed the quicksand would come up in my life at some point.
Yeah.
And I believe that any amount of quicksand
Is death.
would make you sink into it. Like
Now-
a Dixie cup full of quicksand.
Boom.
You could somehow sink into it.
Help.
I pictured it as a full-on alternate universe, another dimension one could get sucked into.
I think of it as a black hole, kind of. Where you step into it, it looks like solid ground.
Yeah.
And I think of it as you disappear within 1 second.
No, I think
and
of
you're
it
trying
as-
to reach a vine.
Yeah, yeah. I always thought of it from the cartoons and from the popular culture as sinking slowly, so you could do a lot of dialogue as you're living down.
Help me.
Right, but it turns out you can't actually sink. You cannot drown in quicksand because of the buoyancy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, why are they?
You can get stuck there.
What do you mean?
I
Like
mean-
in the African Queen? Did you ever have that happen to you?
Well, yeah.
Leeches, the leeches. He says the leeches.
Is that your Catherine Hepburn?
No, it's my Bogart, unfortunately.
Leeches.
sure. Over 50.
I actually have seen that movie.
I've seen it too, but
But I'm sick,
not for
I'm
years
sick
and
of
years
it.
and
I'm
years.
sick of that movie. That movie's hack. now. If I see one more movie where two of the greatest actors of all time go on a boat and then one of them gets covered with leeches, I'm sick of it. I saw it coming. You know, I've never been higher, closer to being insane, happier. Maybe I'm ready for a crash than I am right now. I think I'm killing. By the way, I listened to last week's show.
Oh, did you really?
Well, by mistake.
Oh, phew.
And then it was like, I listened to it, and it was funny. We opened up with a thing. I was like, I laughed, and I was like, ha, 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 I'm funny. I knew if I stopped listening then and didn't let it become annoying, my voice.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking people should listen to me now.
So how long a burst was that?
About 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay.
But I was very impressed by us.
Wow.
I would listen to us if I wasn't us and someone pointed it out.
Really? Would you?
No, because I'd be resistant, and I would say, here's where I go. Those two, I want to listen to those two Jews talk about stuff,
Right.
and then, unless I'd be more of this kind of a guy. Oh, that's great. I saw.
Is there a third guy you could be?
I don't know, but I saw Rick Overton. Do you know Rick Overton?
Sure.
Okay, he's
Worked
a great
with him
guy.
once.
He was on I'm
a
Dying
show.
Up Here.
Yeah. Yes, he plays the talent booker for the Tonight Show.
Yeah,
right?
he's great. He's great. And I said to him, I saw him in the supermarket. Not this supermarket. What supermarket? Whole Foods. Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he live in the neighborhood?
Yes, he does. He lives down near Schmoopeltown. So I said to him, I just sold a show. He said the show may or may not get picked up. And so I said to him, I just had a show picked up. It's called Raising the Stakes. And before I could even get out the joke part of it, he said, "That's wonderful." It was really reminding me that's of how I would say it. And I don't think you can ever, it made me know you can never express, happiness for somebody else. It doesn't come across. He goes, "Congratulations."
Yeah.
So loud as if he was going to punch me.
Right. Like it went to another part of it, routed to another part of his brain.
But then when he overlaughed he had to at that point overlaugh at my joke, which was, it's on like Iron Chef, but chefs compete by cooking steaks on a raised platform. Raise the stakes.
Uh-huh.
Literally. And we're back. So did your birthday continue on throughout the week, or that's it? Why did you turn your back? First of all, I would never have scheduled a podcast on my birthday.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I didn't give a shit.
That's true. That sounds healthy to me now.
Yeah.
It used to be I wouldn't take any auditions on my birthday. Like there's a lot of auditions. One day a year, I don't want people pulling at me.
Yeah.
But I had my anniversary.
I know.
16.
I even called it. I even actually
Did you
wished
just call
you.
it out of the ether?
You know how I knew? Is someone said, "Hey, it's the anniversary of Robert Horry's Big Shot," which I knew took place during your actual wedding.
Robert Horry's Big Shot was when he was on the Lakers?
Was he on the Lakers versus Sacramento?
Right, and it was a 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the buzzer. And I heard the cheer during your actual wedding ceremony from the bar.
Oh, okay. You were. Oh, wait a second. I didn't even know you were backing into that situation. You were backing into the memory.
That's
of
why
the
I knew
wedding.
it was your anniversary, because I heard someone mention that it was the anniversary. I saw on Twitter, I think, that it was the anniversary of Robert Horry's Big Shot.
Wow, that's what
And
it
I
was.
went, that means it must be Andy's anniversary. And then I texted you.
Because my wife, who does not like attention, she's shy.
Yeah.
The last thing she needs is for people to think that they're cheering for her at her wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not what she wanted.
No, it was coming from the bar.
It was coming from the bar.
The actual ceremony.
And if it had been me, of course, I would have been like,
Sure,
thank you.
thank you,
Thank
people."
you. Thanks for being a part of it.
Am I right, people in the
Am I-
bar?
Thank you. It is great that we're getting married. We're doing it well. And you were at this.
And did you have a nice anniversary?
We had a great anniversary. We ate ultimately at our favorite restaurant, which you cannot say the name of, but it's near here too. And it's an Italian restaurant.
place.
So
Yeah.
great. It's so great. It's called, I will never eat at the Leaning Tower of anything. Will you eat at a pun-based restaurant?
I ate at the Leaning Tower of Pizza in Minneapolis. There was a Leaning Tower of Pizza.
There's one here too.
There's one here too. Not affiliated.
Now, did you feel a little weird ordering because it's like a gimmick?
No, because it was an institution in Minneapolis. So,
Oh.
so it was sort of always there. Leaning Tower
it's
Pizza.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Not the best pizza, but it was always open late. It was one of those places.
Why does that mean anything? Once you say it wasn't good pizza, you've lost me. Then that's it. I'm out of the conversation.
No, there's levels of pizza.
Well, not in Minneapolis, so they have great pizza.
There's the pizza universe, like of all pizzas available.
True.
Then there's the universe of pizza that delivers, and then
true.
there's the universe of pizza that's open after midnight.
That's exactly. I can't argue with you. I wish
So
I could.
there's bests of category
But is it
in each
tasty,
of those
though? Is it
categories.
tasty,
Yeah,
though?
it's,
Okay,
it's
it is tasty.
perfectly solid pizza.
Because as we know, I love Black Sheep. Please send me some free Black Sheep coupons.
You're
like
going
that?
there in a couple months, right?
I just
Or next
love.
month?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love, and I'll go there, and I will go there twice.
Yeah.
And twice I will go there, sit there, and order the pizza. So when it comes out hot, I will have my margarita.
Story. You get one from it too, so
I get what?
and you get a story.
It's a good story. Have I ever told a story that was good?
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah.
When?
Not
on the podcast.
This is episode 56. Come on, just the law of averages.
This is the year I was born, too. I shouldn't say that.
19.
I'm so
I was
sad.
born in the 70s.
Oh, you like that?
I do.
Yes, you do. I know
I
you
do.
do. Oh, you like? I gotta get my comebacks better. No, we had the 16th anniversary, and you can vouch for the fact that we had a very nice wedding.
You had a lovely wedding, Andy.
We made our own favors. Like I painted something and photographed. You know what? The people will feel so guilty.
No one noticed that.
Oh my God! I've never seen you. It was a beautiful hotel in La Jolla.
Yes.
This wasn't, and this is not your father's La Jolla. Why wouldn't it be? That was beautiful. So I'm very happy. And then we continued the celebration yesterday. We met our friends, Dan Z and Molly Z, because your last name is hard to pronounce, at Shay J. I never heard of Shay J.
Nor have I.
It's a very
welcome to my restaurant.
Yeah, we'll make more. Don't worry. We'll make my Shay J. Yeah. Yeah, it's in one of my old cars. Yeah, what would you like? Anybody a reservation for what old car? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Okay.
He's taking the order.
Yeah, sure. I got it. Four big gins.
You take order, you deliver order, you get check.
Just tell jokes.
I have never spent a dime of my waiting money.
He's still talking about that.
I have still never spent a dime of my table waiting money from CJ.
It's unbelievable.
It's a very famous place that I didn't know about, but it's a famous, like, old divey. But it's not really a dive. It's really good. It's in Santa Monica, right on the Ocean Avenue.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, Josh,
And
when
what
I'm
sort
not,
of food is it? French?
It's, I would just call it American food. I had, like, shrimp scampi, so that's not American.
No.
But it had, like, steaks, shrimp scampi.
Steakhouse kind of place. Italian,
It was
like
really good.
Dantana's sort of steakhouse.
Dantana's is an amazing restaurant. I don't know what character is this. Hi, I'm
Make cotton candy?
That's amazing. All right, so where are we now? We don't have to go to. Don't say questions.
No,
yet.
we're not there yet.
We're not doing bad.
But we
though.
do have. You've teased a question already, so I'm giddy with anticipation.
How would it look like? If this is how you look giddy with anticipation? What do you look like?
Placid with anticipation.
And once again, that's the only kind of comedy I write. It's just like when James Adomian did an impression of me at Montreal. It was so cutting that I could barely get up the next morning. It was like,
Richard Pryor, what's next? Richard Previous?
that's the whole thing. I can't go on after that. You know,
I was staying at the Westin because there's no room at the Easton. What's the matter? You don't like my cardinal directions humor?
but when he said, he's better than me at me. To me, in a real way, and not in the way I want to look at, but in a way that's true, he summed me up.
Yeah, that's a harsh mirror to hold up.
Richard Pryor,
Oh, let me get this straight. It's like anger aimed at nothing that should be angry about.
Right.
making fun of the
Andy
greatest.
Kindler's First Thought Theater.
Yeah, making fun of the greatest comic of all time, and with a wordplay. Right. Richard Pryor, more like Richard Previous. I think I told you this already. That someone
George Carlin, more like George Buslin.
Don't give him any ideas. But I told you, I'm sure I told you that a friend of mine, Dan Mintz, who's on that show that I'm on, the Bob's Burger show, he went to the speech one year without his glasses and he couldn't see, and James Adomian was doing an impression of me.
Oh, and he thought it was
he
you.
couldn't
Really?
understand why my comedy was so bad. So
I saw him do it once at Nerdist. It's pretty great.
he does everybody great. He does Eddie Pepitone great.
Yeah.
I know you prefer Rich Little. Is Rich Little still alive?
I believe he is, yes.
Okay.
We would have heard.
If he passed.
Who did I? Oh, I heard from Haywood Banks today.
Cool.
He was. He and I have been twittering back and forth.
He's one of my oldest friends in comedy.
Well, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Because here's what he said. He said, I didn't realize you were doing the podcast with Andy. In 40 years on the road, he stands out as the most fun I've ever had with another act. He doesn't talk to me now, but I still love him.
No, that's not true. I mean, sure, I gave him my assistant's number, but these things happen. No, I'm bad at keeping in touch. But that part is a joke because we haven't kept in touch.
I said if I mention you said that, he'll talk to you again. He's like that.
I think I met him at Spellbinders, and I just heard this story about
Texas?
Yeah, in Houston. I just heard the story about Spellbinders from Andy Huggins, one of the outlaw comics. He said that the guy, and it was Andy Huggins. He said that place was named Spellbinders because it was a magician. It was like a magician's club, and it was his club. But then he didn't do the club anymore.
That makes sense, at least.
But to me, I would not even think Spellbinders would be an odd name with a business that has the Laugh Bucket and Titters.
Yeah, no, it didn't stick out as
No.
like particularly horrible.
Yeah, because comedy could be spellbinding.
Sure.
But it's like, so the way the person told me it was like, I guess a lot of people would go there and go, "Wait, where's the street magic?"
I played the Comedy Corporation, whatever that's called.
That might be the Comedy Corporation.
I don't think it's the worst.
No, it's not the worst name ever.
name ever.
It's a
but
depressing name.
Yeah, it's not.
Because it's not like, it makes you feel like what comedy is.
Right.
You know, that's how
Exactly.
it went. If there hadn't been corporate comedy, maybe we would have liked, it would have been the best name. How'd you do there?
Oh, it was a horrible week. I was there for Thanksgiving.
Have you ever had to do that before?
And I was middling.
Wow.
For Glenn Super, Mr. Bullhorn.
Mr. Bullhorn, who has passed away.
Who's passed away since. And
Attention! Glenn Super has passed away. Attention!
passed away. Still fat people, get away from the salad bar.
Attention! Glenn
In
Super.
fact, both people I worked with that week are dead now.
Who was the other
The
person?
opener was a woman named Holly Henson, who ended up moving to Minneapolis.
I think I know this person.
And
I didn't know she passed away. I
yeah,
think.
she died as well. I'm the only survivor of this week. It was a
Did she-
horrible week.
She used to come down to.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. and was this when you were a young kid?
Yeah, I guess I was like 19 because it was right after I left Mystery Science Theater. So it was just like a depressing ass gig
It must have been depressing.
because it was Thanksgiving, it was Texas, it was after I had left Mystery Science Theater, and I think this was the first time they had done this Turkey Day marathon on Comedy Central, which was their yearly Mystery Science
remember.
Theater marathon.
Okay.
So it was like the first Turkey Day marathon. So I like had it like there in my face completely.
Yeah,
and
Mystery
I'm
Science Theater.
opening for Mr. Bullhorn.
Yeah.
And we went to like one of the waitresses like was doing a like a food kitchen, a Thanksgiving shelter meal. And she's like, "Hey, you want to come down and volunteer at the church? We're giving away things." So we did. And we walked in and like these very white Texas ladies treated us like we were homeless people. They're, "Come on in. Why don't you have some food?" And we're like, "Well, actually we're here to help." "Well, we have plenty of help. Why don't you just have some food?" It was like totally humiliating.
I I love that even after you said you had help. They did not want you to help.
No, they did not.
And they could see you were a comic and weren't eating.
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
I could
eating
see
properly.
how they took us as homeless. But
Classic.
so it was just this very, very depressing week. So
That's like Arsenio when he would go down to the Laugh Factory on Thanksgiving in the year. They said, "Sir, I'll have the yams." They thought he was working there. I don't know what my joke was there. Why he would be working there? He'd be helping.
Right.
All right. So, but they came down to the Laugh Factory and I don't know the joke. But Jamie Masada, the only thing I think about is that Jamie Masada always has like a thing for people on Thanksgiving, free meal.
yeah,
But he advertises it. Everybody knows about it. That's the
Right.
thing. If you're self-promoting charity, is it really charity?
yeah, he's always been very showy about his charity. I mean, at least he does it.
Well, when you have a poor
And he
person,
provides therapists for comics. I
He
think,
does.
too. And, I don't know. I don't know about the Laugh Factory. I haven't been there in 25 years.
no, it's not.
He yelled at me once because I brought along another comic as a comp.
He yelled at you?
Yeah, he
yelled at me
He was like,
too.
"What are you fucking crazy?" Like he's
That's
a comic.
horrible. Now, how'd you react to that?
I was like, "He's a comic." I didn't think it would be an issue.
Do you remember Howard Allen?
No.
He was at the Improv. He did the same thing with me. He was a very mean. I think he passed away, but anyway, he was a mean guy back then. And my girlfriend at the time came to see me, and she goes, "She can't sit here." I said, "You can't. I can't sit there." He said, "Well," I said, "My girlfriend paid." He goes, "Yeah, but you didn't pay." So that was like even worse.
Yeah.
It was like I figured I could sit with my girlfriend.
Right.
No, he could be very mean. I had an argument with him many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can occasionally punch down. But he loves tributing obsequiousing up,
Obsequiousing.
which is something I didn't realize about comedy, or I guess every profession. There are people who were nice to me that I didn't realize. I don't even know specific names, but then you realize, oh, that person's just nice to you because you're an established comic. And
Right.
so, because that was the worst part of starting, was that I couldn't believe anybody would be mean on purpose.
Well, I was talking about this with our friend Jewel the other day, and we were talking about. I mean, I just like really. I mean, there are people in show business, and then there are showbiz creatures.
Yes.
And showbiz creatures you need to stay away from as much as you can because it's 100% mercenary proposition. Just because someone's in show business doesn't mean they're shallow or
Yes.
or mercenary. But there
But
are
they
showbiz creatures where it's like everything I'm saying is being recorded in their head, and will be used as information in some
how
other
do they
context.
get ahead with that? You can't get ahead with
I
that.
don't think they do. They just think that that's what
Right.
Their lack of soul sees the landscape that way, and goes, "This is how I'm going to operate." Because it's what I see. It's what I
Right.
notice. It's the only thing I can. It's because if you're soulless, again, you can't see that it's because people are genuinely talented or have a special spark about them that makes them succeed. You can only see the steps that they took and try to ape those.
Well, I always try and see. My thing is like everybody has a thing that they are good at. It's like a naive thing. Everybody has a thing that they're good at if you find out what
like
you're
magic
good at.
jugglers. And stuff.
Yeah, whatever it is. But when you spend your whole time just thinking about making it, it's a natural thing
Right.
because it's a scary business. Everyone, I think back to me at the beginning. It was like when I thought about music, it was even worse. How am I going to get to the level of REM? I mean,
Right.
it just didn't seem. I never did. That's what it was.
That was it because you didn't follow the right steps.
Right. So I always feel bad for people, but then on the other hand, I think I feel you're almost like buying into it if you choose to feel bad by their solicitousness. Like I feel depressed by the fact that someone would be a show business creature,
Yeah.
and I would like be nervous around them, but I would feel bad for them maybe. No, not necessarily.
I don't feel bad for them, but I don't feel. I feel dismissive of them. I guess. You
Yeah.
know? I feel like
Well, you don't need a phony conversation with someone who's trying to get information,
Right.
and most of comics are not like that.
No, I don't think they are.
Yeah, most comics are not like thinking, "Oh, what can Josh Elvis Weinstein do for me today?"
No, but I think some are.
Some are.
And I think it's and I understand it. I mean, because you just go. It seems insurmountable in some ways.
Yes.
If you when you start and you go, I'm at point A, that's point B, I don't see the straight line,
Right.
So you start guessing at you start sort of, like I said, you start sort of aping the people around you and seeing what they're doing. And some people are like naturally schmoozy and
Right. Those people are dangerous because when I was not good at stand up, my solution to it wasn't to copy somebody.
Right.
These schmoozer people they're like operators, show business operators, but they don't do
Absolutely.
very well though.
No, I don't think they do.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see the tension. I mean, when I talk to people, I was talking to someone the other day about someone who was booking a room and doing like a once a week show or a once a month show. And it's just like the amount of people just hassling them for time in this town right now, is like, it makes it almost not worth it to do those shows because it's just like you have to say no to so many people.
And I give my number out like an idiot to so many people who I know are bookers that I don't want to do their room.
Yeah.
So that's my solution is to give I don't do it as much anymore, but it's just ridiculous. I'm finally learning how to be a human being.
Yeah.
From therapy.
Yeah, I mean, if you can stop tricking yourself like that.
I mean, because it's ridiculous. I know that they say, please, I'd love to do this room, whatever it is.
Right.
But I'm to the point sometimes where I'm not returning. I have a whole thing with returning anybody's, so I'm learning how to return. But also, people thinking that the people who are very upset that you don't return email and you don't know them very well, that's a concern.
Yeah, no, when people scold you instead of like going,
I guess you didn't get my email.
Yeah, you might, one follow-up email, that's okay.
Yes.
But the scolding email,
right.
That's when you're like dealing with narcissists.
Especially with emails, because a lot of times with emails, they could be that they didn't see it. Like with me, it's not that I didn't see it. I'm incompetent.
Right. Yeah.
But some people, you don't, like they may not have seen it. They're good at email. I guess
there's a lot of people in this world who've just decided, I don't return email. I don't talk on the phone anymore.
Right.
It's just like they've just sort of decided that.
Oh, they don't.
And I guess that's okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not happy with with the way I've walled myself into reacting. I'm getting better, but just reacting to what I think people want and what I think I should do. It's unbelievable. At this age, I finally realized, you could actually have your own opinion and not base everything. I mean, I do comedy. I don't do it that way. I don't like to think, what do you people want? But in a way, I do it because I want them to laugh at it.
Right.
So it's just, anyway, I have to stop saying it's too old. I'm too old to learn these things because first of all, it's annoying. Secondly of all, and thirdly of all, it's true. It's true that I started this late, and it's really not that big a deal. But everything with me is a big deal.
Well, but I mean, when you look at your learning curve, it's like been steeply up in the last couple of years in terms of learning shit about yourself.
Yeah.
And adjusting.
And I associate it with the show.
I mean, you always had a certain self-awareness.
That's the thing that was bad. That was the thing that hurt me in a way. Because I read a lot of philosophy books and I read a lot of things. So I thought, I know what's going on with me.
Right. You only had partial self-awareness.
I only had partial self-awareness.
Right. You had awareness of the funny shit, but not the real shit.
But the real advantage of going into therapy this late is like, if I'm recounting something like that happened with me and Susan, I never try to hold on to defending my behavior. You know what I mean? It's like I'm past that period. That saves you a lot. Well, I just
reached the age of surrender.
Well, but it's like my voice is naturally loud. All that stuff where you're saying I wasn't being. There's no reason she should have got upset because my voice was loud. So that way you can spend the therapy sessions doing the important stuff, which is, I don't know, exercises?
Whinging.
I did have some notes. I don't know what you got.
Okay,
I got a couple notes.
Hit your notes.
Do you have anything?
I don't have much. It's been a weird week for me. It's been like a week that almost didn't exist. You ever have those? Or it's just like, holy shit, that just went away.
Well, because I'm self-absorbed and narcissistic, all I'm thinking of is that I'm forgetting things quicker. Days seem to be going faster. Have you ever tried not smoking pot, Andy? Oh, was that something you remember? Do you think that's a getting older thing? Time goes faster? It supposedly does, right?
Undoubtedly.
But I want to live forever. I can always go back into modern romance. All right, well, I don't have anything there. Maybe I have it here. I listened to the opening.
Yeah.
I listened to the song.
You were super hyper last week.
Yes, that's what you did say, that I was super hyper.
Did you notice it from listening?
No, because I hadn't listened to the whole thing like an idiot. Do you listen back to the whole thing even after you edit it?
I have to. I edit
No, but
the
not
thing.
after that,
Oh,
right?
yeah. No, yes, of course. I listened to it.
Allison told me you like to take a DVD player, go to the beach, and listen back to
It's the
yourself.
third time where I really hear the nuances come out.
It's really important for me to take notes.
No, I fucking edit it and forget it forever, pretty much.
Okay, here's what I forgot to say, and I will tell you now. This thing that they say in the news now, they say on MSNBC, they say, no matter what you think of, something that's obviously horrible, no matter what you think of Hitler, no matter what you think of Trump, as if someone's watching MSNBC who doesn't hate Trump.
Right.
Why do they do that? Because they want to be
They want to have a veneer of impartiality.
just delivering the news. Well, so much for writing things down. Oh, I liked the Karen song. I just started the Karen song.
Huh?
I heard that guy's Karen song.
That's
I
right.
loved it.
We have a new version of Karen.
I love that song.
It's Karen as Beatles.
It's very big because it's
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah,
basically?
listen.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Now, if he comes back and says it has nothing like that song,
Yeah, then
we're in trouble.
We have an issue. But why don't we play that?
Yeah.
Why don't we take a little break?
okay,
We'll play the song. We'll come back and we'll do questions.
wonderful.
Karen, don't waste your time on me. There's other fishes in the sea. Oh no, no, Karen. Without me you could be free. Love other birds and other bees. Oh no, no, Karen. You need somebody who'll help you belong. You need somebody who'll help you be strong, Karen. Oh, that person isn't me. You need somebody who wants to treat you right. In the dark they will turn on the light, but Karen, that person isn't me. So Karen, put the book back on the shelf. Go and check out something else. Oh no, no, Karen. You need somebody who'll help you belong. You need somebody who'll help you be strong, but Karen, that person isn't me. You need somebody who will treat you right. In the dark they will turn on the light, but Karen, that person isn't me. So Karen, find someone that makes you smile, who puts your thoughts into a spiral. Oh no, no, Karen. Oh no, no, Karen. Oh no, 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 no.
Thank you to Brian Just for making that and co-writing with you a new version of Karen.
Yeah, he added lyric. I love that song. I love the way he goes. It's like you want to cry at the end of it in a way. But
I wanted to cry all the way through.
The bridge. The
bridge where he uses your words, you mean, as opposed to his?
Well, he had his own version, but they're so. The only problem is actually I'm starting to like the song now.
Yeah, that is a problem.
That's a problem because the song can never be liked.
It's the song that must not be liked.
Yeah,
I think.
even ironically.
We all love it now. It's like our mascot, this song.
And also he has a good Beatley sense of the way he plays,
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a very.
I can't do those chords.
It was like a tone parody.
Yes, it was. Yes. It was really great.
It was great. That was Brian Just, which is weird because the name of the person who sent in the other version of Karen was Danny Yost.
That is weird.
which I think Yost is probably Swedish for just.
Why did you have me get into the mode where you were saying something magical?
You were playing along in such a weird way.
I know. I was bitterly disappointed when I realized it was all for naught.
Yeah. Well, that's not the first time we've ended up in that cul-de-sac.
We are literally the worst behaved comedy duo.
Is that
We
what
both
we are?
bail on everything. We're litigious.
We bail on everything. We're bobbing. So anyway.
Bobbin,
That was good, too.
I have to mimic what you do. If I
have
can't
to mimic what you do.
Don't do that bit, Josh. I'm sick of that bit. I thought you were going to do it again.
Don't do that, big guy.
Let's hit some letters.
Okay. Though you can't use the song from Letterman. We
Okay.
get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters. Letters. Go ahead and sue me, Viacom. And I also participated in the questions today. I was all over the pot. Everything was like, everything was fakely trying to please people today. You.
Please, me?
Yeah.
Well, you did a great job.
Thanks. Now, where does it leave me? What about me? What about Andy K?
Let's go to Nyara Hawk's
Oh,
question
Nyara.
since you teased it. So
I'm so excited. Thank
at
you
the
for
top of the
writing
show.
in. I can't believe that. Do you think she listens to the show or she just saw a tweet about it?
I don't know. She actually put two questions in.
All right.
The first one was, how do you select your projects? Is it osmosis or some criteria?
Right.
Well, there is criteria. There's either I care or it pays really well. Those are the two
Now,
criteria.
when she's saying projects, she's saying generally work, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for me, it's really, and I'm in this phase right now, is I'm sort of sitting here kind of open to the universe, waiting for something to go, that's it,
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it works for me, is like a switch flips and I go, I can tell that story.
Right.
But
Right.
it's a very binary thing. It's like something hits me, it gets in my head, and then I know that that's my thing. But it hasn't happened yet in this case.
I don't think I have that. I don't think I get that thing that you got.
Yeah.
That something hit you.
Well, I think you're more, you're really purely a stand-up in a lot of ways.
might be true.
That's where all your
Yeah, I'm not
that's
going
where
to
all your
another-
creative energy funnels down.
Oh, so I'm not going to wake up in the morning and go, I got it. Stand up.
Right, exactly. But I've always spread myself into a spray of directions for things.
That is so cool, though. But the thing about Michael Day Barr, which was I think the thing that was, people are probably thinking, why are they constantly rubbing each other's thing? What is it when we're glad handing each other, or what are we doing? We're like a phony Hollywood.
jerking.
This guy's the greatest.
Right.
But the thing was, I didn't know that I wanted to see a documentary about Michael Day Barr. You knew it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because we're lovers.
But that was the switch I was talking about, where I went, oh, I see this story in a way that only I see it.
Right.
And so I can tell the story. And I knew that before I shot a frame of film.
Exactly.
But that switch had flipped and went, oh, no, I'm the guy to tell the story.
Not only that,
which is an arrogant-ass thing to say,
No, it's
but you
not.
need that when you start a project. You need to believe you're the person.
Well, you don't have to swagger around.
Yes.
Hey, I'm making the best Michael Day Barr film ever. What?
It's true.
But here's the thing. The thing that you touched on there is that made it even more intriguing for me to watch it was I had heard of his name.
Right.
I had heard of that song. Well, no, I heard of Pamela Day Barr.
Right.
But I had heard that. I think I've heard that song that's like a hit.
Obsession, yeah.
I love that song so much. So I was like, it really did feel like it dealt with a lot of time periods that I was familiar with and that I was also curious about. And then to me, that's the great, it's like, sure, you can make, I've made 7 documentaries about serial killers. I don't know. That's the best I could do.
Speaking of documentaries and killers, did you watch Evil Genius on Netflix yet?
No.
Write it down and watch it and get back to me.
Is it based on real?
Yeah.
Is it too scary, though?
No.
Evil Genius. How many are there?
There's 4 episodes, each just under an hour. So you can do it in one sitting.
Oh, my God. I'm watching the last of Homeland when I get home tonight. of
Okay.
the past season.
Yes.
Very excited about it.
Ugh, with Homeland.
Don't say that to me. I'm going to watch a show.
Don't yuck my yum.
Come on, don't spoil my stash.
Don't buzz my. What is it? Don't buzz my high. Don't. What did they say? It's not buzz my high. Don't harsh my mellow.
Right.
You know, here's the thing. I can't say that you're the worst comedy partner because the worst comedy partner wouldn't answer at all. But you are. Oh, that was fun.
And
But you're one up from the bottom of the rung in comedy partners.
that's good to know.
Because the best you
It's
think
nice
you're
to know.
acknowledging it.
I have room to trend in either direction. Still, which is
That's what you
nice.
go. You know, I told you my father's been drinking again. Yeah, good.
You're killing it now. Naira Hawk's other question was, what's your theory on sleep? Everyone should have a theory on sleep.
Well, I have one.
Let it rip.
You know this because I got the CPAP machine. I'm in the end of my second month with the CPAP machine, and
So
I didn't.
your theory on sleep is don't stop breathing.
My theory on sleep is that you have to take a sleep test. And it's not because I wish I could make money on it, but it's like people, if you've been not sleeping for a long time, maybe it's something physical. But I didn't think I thought it would be like all like mental.
Right.
But it's not. So that's not a theory. What's your theory of sleep?
It's good for you. It's a healing time for mind and body.
That's an aphorism or something. That's like a.
No, it's just pap. I don't know what it is.
Well, I would like to know. Have we talked about whether you get sleep? You don't. You sleep only.
I sleep okay. I wake up way too early these days, but I sleep okay.
Well, it depends on when you go to sleep.
Historically, I'm an insomniac kind of guy, but
And you have had a sleep test.
I have not.
Oh my God! How do you?
But I don't wake up throughout the night.
How do you know?
Because
We didn't know I did either.
well, you're an idiot.
That's not fair because you can answer any
Play
question.
the silent card.
It's not a bad idea.
Michelle Weisgarber says, hello, gentlemen. It seems that lots of comedians, male and female, either don't have kids or wait until late in life to have them. Do you think that's a product of the lifestyle or more due to similar personality traits in comics?
What do you think?
I think it's both. I think there's the lifestyle thing, which is it's hard to imagine having a kid when you're on the road 40 weeks a year.
Right.
And then I think there's a certain there's a sort of selfishness that's sort of common to a lot of comics.
I think that's really true
And
too.
I think there's also a self-awareness
Right.
and that's common to a lot of comics. So
Well, how would that make you not want kids, though?
because you're so aware that you're selfish. And that's not a good parenting trait. 'cause
Yeah, but that
you
would make
probably
you-
came from selfish parents too. You go,
Right, but being aware of your behavior means you're a step ahead of your parents. My parents. at
That's what I mean. But it also says I shouldn't have kids. And then
Right.
I think people grow, first of all, and then they often will meet someone in their life and go, hey, this person makes me feel not 100% selfish.
Oh.
And
Is
then-
this like a script you're pitching me?
No, just sit back and listen nonetheless. And then they go, hey, if I can feel this way for one person,
Yeah.
I might be able to have a kid.
Well, the one thing that I think is so true, I mean, the only one thing that you said was true. No, is the idea that I think there's something.
Oh, are you writing a book?
I think there's something slightly not clinically narcissistic, but something narcissistic about wanting to be an artist at all. You know what I mean? Something like, look at me about it.
Of course.
And so I think I would probably think that most people who think about doing that either don't make great parents or at least face that as a factor. But maybe everybody, and maybe that's, I don't know, that everybody doesn't do that.
But that's what I mean by the self-awareness, is I think comics, one of the things that comics have over other people is they can actually see their flaws.
That's true.
Is that they actually do have that self-awareness and know that they're broken and are fine, and are afraid to pass that on. for
Well,
a
the thing-
while at least.
What if the thing is like you think I'm going to have this kid, but you're also going to be on the road? What if you make that decision? I'm going to have a kid, but I'm going to be on the road. I mean, should you be concerned that your kid, maybe it's better your kid doesn't see you?
Depends who you are.
Oh, man, now you know why I don't write any rom-coms.
Queen Doppelpopulus.
I like that name.
Hey guys, third time caller, 56th time listener. Do you ever feel guilty about the monetary cost of failed artistic endeavors? Oh, fuck. I tried getting into painting a while ago and didn't really enjoy it, but I still have a big box of expensive acrylics under my desk. Let me just say that if I felt guilt for every dollar I spent on my projects,
Yeah,
I couldn't get out of bed.
that's true.
I've spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, you really have gone into the...
on creative projects over the years, from albums to plays to the fucking movie to like a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And the only time I ever felt guilty was when I was making the Des Bar movie,
Why?
because it was a lot of fucking money.
Right, because you didn't know, because and you've also said going in the second time, you would know to stay away from the songs that you knew would be hard to clear, right?
Yeah, and the songs didn't end up being the expensive thing about the movie. I mean, the expensive thing about the movie was shooting and post-producing a movie, including
see.
going to Japan and, but it was all out of my pocket, or my wife's pocket. So that's where the guilt came
That's
from.
the thing. It's amazing that your wife was so supportive, or maybe she's past being angry and is in the fifth stage, past denial.
No, she was the greatest, and
I know.
I mean, I'm sure I've told you that tension brought. It wasn't tension between us, but the tension I was feeling,
And that she wouldn't get upset.
She told me. I mean, she said the nicest thing to me of our 20.
And you can
marriage,
repeat it. It's only on the second
which
time you
was-
said it on the podcast.
which was it involves talking about money to tell this story, but I will, because it was like hugely important.
Yeah, but
moment
why
to me.
wouldn't you want to talk? Or Jews. Half our people are.
So I'd
like-
made the movie basically, but it's still ongoing about I still have to write checks and shit. So she had seen the movie and loved it, and I was going, I got to spend some money on this, and she finally went, hey, how much has we spent now? And I was like, and she had not asked through the whole process of making it. And so I kind of went, well, I mean, I didn't kind of go. I said, well, at this point, I would say it's about $230,000. And she went, oh my God, that is amazing. I can't believe you made that movie for under $500,000.
I can't even believe
I
this.
can't. I'm so impressed. I can't believe it.
I
I'm
can't
so
believe you
proud
said
of
that. You're making up the story about
No.
that.
And I started crying like a baby when she said it. It was just like, because I felt so much tension about the whole thing and doing it, and it was like, holy fuck, did I marry the right person?
That's unbelievable. I heard the story before, and I didn't remember that being the ending.
Yeah, no, it was so great.
I thought the ending was going to be, honey, many people would say, why didn't you just take that money out in the backyard and burn it? A lot of people would say,
and rightfully so, may I say.
I'm starting to think of like the Jackie Gleason thing again,
But the other thing, I mean, just on every level, even the fact that she would have allowed me to spend $500,000 on it without saying anything to that point. In her head, that's what I had done.
Well, I don't know anybody who could come home and tell their wife, honey, we're 200,000 down.
Yeah. So
It's amazing to me.
yeah.
First of all,
and I feel weird, speaking those numbers aloud.
well,
but
sometimes it's not like you're bragging.
no,
or you're humbling.
No, I spent a lot of stupid money.
No, but I mean, it's important that people know.
Here's money I'm not going to get back, people. Let me
Yeah, but
let me lay out a ledger.
Here's the thing. I think it's always like when I'm with with every Lyft person. At some point, I think it's going to get to be how much did you pay and how much did you pay for your respective apartments, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel that thing of like, I don't know why, but you don't want people to know things. Why does it feel weird to tell people, like, you think they'll steal your house if you tell them?
No, it's just
Rude.
it almost feels like bragging.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what I mean?
I get that's the way I should think about it.
And I don't want it to sound that way. Because a lot of people don't have that money to spend on a documentary. You know?
That's true. But when I was starting as a comic and getting work, I wanted to find out what people. There's a thing like where the club owners didn't want you to tell the other comics what you were making,
right?
Because then you would know what they pay or something like that. So, that's why when I started, I always wanted to know what people got paid. But I do have that over curiosity. It's like, okay, so that
like
helped
it's a pretty
you.
good price for a movie.
That's a lot of money.
It's
No. I mean, that's a low price for a
Yeah.
movie. But it's a high price for anybody I know.
Right.
Because to my knowledge, you're not a studio of some type, are you?
I am not a studio, nor am I a tycoon.
Well, I mean, I'm just going by the fact that you haven't changed your hat in 300 days. Boing! You weren't impressed by that?
No. Okay, that.
Instead of da-da-da-da-da, bump.
Potato.
You know what's amazing is that you commit to that bit. Am I?
No.
Okay.
Amelia Fox wants to know, how's the state of the industry speech coming along?
Well, I have to tell you, Josh, I think it's coming along better. And I will ask you, I will experiment with you right now.
Okay.
I had, for me, what was a breakthrough, but for any other person it would be just obvious. I'm basically using notes for everything.
Right.
Because they back up everywhere, and it's the easiest thing I can find.
Right.
And then so, like if I have an idea for the state of the industry, I just have a note thing called State of the Industry. So now, Alt, am I right, ladies? Alt, am I right? There's something there, right? Am I alt right?
But you have to say something really racist first.
That's right. Well, I can't. Yeah. Okay. Say something.
Or
don't make
something
it racist.
not,
something insulting.
something staunchly right wing.
Something. Yeah.
But still racist because it has to be alt right.
Don't make me tell me that 2 months before an event that I have to do a Ted. What was his name? Ted Knight? No, Ted. Who he went in blackface to
Ted Danson.
Yeah. That was not a good move.
The most notorious racist of all time, Ted Danson.
And he's not, but still, he didn't know it was going to be. First of all, he went with Whoopi's idea.
Yeah. That was the only thing I got him out of it.
All right, let's see what else I got. Well, this was a tweet. I said calling it the casting.
But you do have to do you have to make a racist statement.
Yeah, but I'm not, okay. If you're saying, I accept that I might do it, but
it can still be like, Asians score at the top of the bell curve, so I'm not,
okay.
Am I all right, ladies?
Right. So that's the thing that's kind of amazing is that you can really use a group that they know they're not associating this slur with, so that you can, like, in other words, people would think he probably likes Asian people.
Exactly.
So like, if I say, hey, what's up with these Asian drivers these days? Am I alt right, ladies?
No, it has to be data, I think.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, first of all, it has to be a joke, I think. Maybe.
No, I think it has to be a provocative, offensive statement followed by, am I alt right, ladies?
Okay.
Then that's the reveal of why you would say something like that.
But I could go the easy route and go, Jews.
Oh, you?
No, the easy route would be go Jews, because I'm Jewish.
Sure.
So
yes, that is the safest way.
Jews, I mean, of course, I can't think of one Jewish joke now. I mean, the thing with the Jews is, could they be any cheaper? Am I alt right, ladies? I mean, the thing about Jews.
Do it more of like, the thing about Jews is our society would be so much better without them. Am I alt right, ladies?
Hey, these Jews who control the media, don't you wish? See, I don't want to make it so mean that it would be like a Holocaust level joke.
No, the Jews who control the media. That's a perfectly legit thing. Just finish the sentence.
Yeah, but I don't have. Okay, are you going to write this down? We'll have a meeting.
I'm recording it.
Yeah, but I don't listen to these.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're moving on.
Okay.
Greg Kelly wants to know who's the most famous person you've seen in a grocery store.
I saw Sidney Pollack.
That's a good one. I've seen more famous, but the only one that sticks in my head is I saw Paul Stanley from Kiss talking to John Lovitz.
Where,
Which
like
was
at
just weird.
Gelson's?
Yeah.
That's at Gelson's. Yeah. Mine was at Whole Foods, the same place I saw Jeremy Piven and had that world famous confrontation, question and answer with him about his.
Right. That was Santa Monica, though, right?
Brentwood.
Okay.
And that's where I saw Sidney Pollack about a year before he passed away. He was and the thing was, like, he was in the produce section, right? I love him. Am I getting the name right? Sidney Pollack?
Yeah.
I love him. I love him as an actor. He's done a couple of acting things and as a director. But because it's him, and he was like examining a piece of vegetable and then he put it back, but it looked like a movie to me. You know what I mean? Here's Sidney Pollack, like acting in a movie. See? You're right. I don't tell a good story about it.
Don't worry about it, pal.
Hey, Pally.
Jim Slim says, one of my bandmates is racist. Should I quit? We've only played a handful of times. He's a good player otherwise, but it's entirely possible myself and this asshole coming to blows. I'm mixed race, dad/wasp, mom, Mexican. Oh, dad, wasp, mom, Mexican.
I think, and this is just my gut reaction, is that you cannot be in a band with someone who's racist. I think it's because it's like my friend that I told you about, who I knew from Jackson, Mississippi, and I visited her in St. Louis. The fact that someone's racist, it's not just something about them like, oh, they like soup, they're racist, and they like to go hang gliding. It is something that is so deeply indicative of who they are as a person that you know it's going to come up between you two because you said he's mixed race, right?
Yes.
I don't know, is that the right thing, mixed race? So
Yeah, that's what he said.
So how is that not going to come up from that guy? And I think that would be, and I don't want you to get in I think it'd be bad. It's bad energy, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. You can't be making the music you want to make with that kind of energy.
Well, because Hitler was great on bass. Everyone knows.
Right.
Hitler, did you know that he was the first one who did the slapping style Stanley Kramer? Stanley Kramer. Who's the guy? It's not Stanley Kramer, is it?
No. It's I assure you. I will.
Take that out if you need to.
Larry Graham.
I didn't think it was Larry Graham.
Yeah.
I thought it was Stanley Clark. That's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought Stanley Clark was the first slapper.
Well, Larry Graham invented funk bass.
I know that I'm always wrong.
Okay. Well,
So-
we'll just move on from there.
Yeah. In the old days, I'd argue with you. You go, oh, I'm right.
Larry Graham, also the guy who introduced Prince to Jehovah's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun fact or the opposite of
Well,
fun fact?
it's not, when I think of my favorite religion, I don't love that religion. I mean, I don't dislove, something about, it sounds a little culty, that religion.
Yeah.
But apparently, it made him very, loving, I think, Prince, right?
Or at least charitable.
Charitable.
Derek Faraci says, in honor of Phil Hartman, who tragically died 20 years ago today, what is your favorite Hartman bit sketch character?
Oh, that's a good one.
I can't say it definitively, but the first one that comes to mind is Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer. Was a very funny character.
I didn't even remember that. I can't think of any characters right now. It's like a hardest question for me. It's like a way to fool me. What's
Yeah.
your favorite soup?
Here's a way for you to fool Andy. Remember something.
That's not about me. Why am I portraying myself as a self-involved, narcissistic prick?
Veracity?
Da. Potato. Can we get famous on that?
Yes.
Instead of like da. Potato.
Rutabaga.
I love when you commit, even for a second.
Christy W. Back hashtagging because he or she, I'm going to go she, forgot to ask it last week. Is Midnight Run the funniest movie of all time? Yeah, huh?
Well, it's it's so cool you said that because I was at a restaurant last night, and I forgot what I said, either a line from the movie, But I don't even think I said the name of the movie. And the wait person said, that's how they make their living, Jack. This is how they make their living, on tips.
Yeah.
So it was great. So it made me so excited because I think it's really one of those movies where it is a creeping classic. I loved it the first time, but I never will forget that movie. It's got so many great things in it. And it works just as a movie. In other words, it works as a plotted movie. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Like, does it bother you on certain comedy movies that it's just gags
Absolutely.
slapped together?
Yeah, no, if it's just episodic gags, it doesn't work.
Unless it was, I'm trying to think maybe I guess there's examples where it's just sketch shows, but.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really funny. I don't think it's the funniest movie ever, but I do think it's certainly De Niro's funniest movie.
Yeah, he's really funny in it.
Yeah,
right,
and it might be Grodin's funniest.
Yeah, it's a cat. I think it's just a great. I think it's like I don't know. I have to say, I think it's just a great movie because it works.
It's for sure Yaphet Kotto's funniest.
Which one was that guy?
He was the black police detective.
My favorite one was the guy who was the snitch, and he would keep saying, coming up with the worst. The guy did not know that he was saying, I have to leave, boss, and go and get some Pepsi. And then he would call it in.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize till the end of the movie that he was doing it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No need. Kenny Loggins III. Is Michael McDonald the best backing vocalist of all time? Take this message to my brother. Are you telling me the things you're gonna do for me? I ain't blind, but I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets.
You don't know me, oh, that's from Taking It to the Streets.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear my song, Taking It to the Sheets? It's like a parody. It's about how I get down in bed. That's a hacky thing. You don't know me, but I'm. You don't like it when is it that you don't like it when I one up you on the impressions, or you don't like me ruining the impression by introducing something so mediocre? Which one? Or
Is there a third option?
Yeah. No. Well, you can tell me the truth.
Moving on.
I can't. The truth is, I can't handle the truth.
Tim Jackson says, Andy, we know you have 8 Letterman shirts from your historic run of being bumped. Here's the burning question of all of our minds. Do you get paid when you get bumped?
Yes.
Or more importantly, did anyone from the show apologize to your mom for breaking a promise?
No, nobody apologized to my mom, but everyone at the show felt bad about it. They felt bad. I mean, like Zoe Friedman, who booked me, she felt terrible. And it's like you can't, especially since she knew. I mean, let's not be too dramatic about it. It's not like going to Vietnam or something like that.
Right.
But I think at the time, I was really sad. But you know what, though? In a way, I was relieved. I really now remember that one of my feelings was relief.
Sure.
Because I don't think I was ready to do the show.
Yeah.
But I don't think you ever feel...
And that feeling bore itself out when you actually did come back and do it, right?
Right. I didn't have a good set.
Yeah.
Why do you have to remind me of that?
Well, because I need to tell the story.
Oh, okay. As long as you remind people of how bad a set it was?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah, that's absolutely true. But that's the thing, too. Now, one of the things from therapy I'm learning is that I'm trying to have, I know it doesn't want to sound too pop culture or pop psychology, but I'm trying to have more empathy for myself. Because I realize most of the things in my life I'm ashamed about. I'm ashamed I didn't go meet the guy at 3 o'clock to fight him, when he threatened me.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I have shame over that. I'm not saying I have to be I think something to examine there. I never examined that until I got into therapy. Like, all these horrible things I remember, I only remember them horribly because I'm remembering them as if it's true what I was feeling at the time.
Right.
So, just stick that in your psychology pipe.
So you're remembering it as that time I brought shame upon myself as opposed to that time I dropped my ice cream cone.
Well, let's just do it with the meeting the guy at 3:00. I felt like a coward. That story about me not being able to meet the guy at 3:00.
Yeah.
I'm still until I looked at that in therapy, I was ashamed as a man.
Right.
And I thought that when I'm thinking that shame is man, there's no question in my mind that it's like a fact. Well, of course you were a coward.
Right.
But then I had to examine, so that my image is, like my therapist recently said, so do you know how many people that you know in your life fight? I said, I don't know anybody really. Most people don't. Fist fight.
Right.
So, but I had never examined those things. They just seemed like shameful, embarrassing things.
Fallout for not showing up.
Oh, he would continue to, in front of women, our age, he would.
At what age is this?
I'm always, I don't know, 5th grade.
Yeah.
How old is that?
10.
Yeah. He would show a woman he was trying to impress, how he was bullying me.
Okay.
So when he said, "You meet me at 3:00 today," and I looked all desperate, that it amused him. I will say, though, one good thing about humankind is the woman said, not the woman, the girl said, I don't think that's very funny. She didn't think it was. She did not like that he was showing off by making me cry.
If it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it's not funny. Old man Winkerbean says Sammy Davis Jr.
Hey, Sammy, what's up with you today? Hey, Dennis, shaka. Who can take a sunrise? I can take a sunrise, Sammy. Really? Why don't you take it, Denny? All right, I'll take it, Sammy. I can sprinkle it with dew. Not the mountain kind. The actual morning precipitation I'm talking about.
I sensed a slight drop off of that last sentence.
I lost my flow. I did.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Sammy Davis, I actually think of fondly. So I think of he was also more honest about. He really was hip, right? He really was like, "Hey, babe, hey, Candyman, babe." But I don't know why I said that. But Dennis Miller, actually, I guess Dennis Miller was hip at one point.
I mean, they were both affectations, but
they were both affectations.
But Sammy's was palatable,
right? And I think Dennis's was more palatable when he didn't become a right wing
right
guy.
Left wing cha-cha is much more palatable than right wing choo-chee.
I don't think you have to be on any wing, but
again with the Seth Dick III. I'm coming to California in July. How intimidating are the pot shops? This is more of an Andy question, I guess. No, I've been going to pot shops longer than Andy.
But yeah,
but they're not intimidating at all.
Sometimes they are. I
go
feel,
in a good neighborhood, I would say, but they're generally friendly and helpful.
I would say, though, without naming anything, I would stay away from a chain sometimes, because sometimes they're not even. What am I trying to say? Sometimes they will. There are some of them that are more like upscale marketing kind of thing.
Sure.
And then that makes me feel more pressured or something.
Well, but that's you.
They're all fun. They're all fun. I've never had a bad time in a pot shop.
There you go. DJ Xenakis. Andy, why don't you get more recognition for your role on Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah, it's sarcastic, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna play it that way, but
I think it'd be odd if I got it now. But when I was on the show and it was on TV, I got recognized for being sometimes. Well, who cares? All of a sudden, I'm defensive. You know what? Yeah,
it was kind of an insult in a way.
Oh, I guess so. But you know what?
But I don't think it was meant that way.
Every question addressed to me that's a celebrity type question has to be a backhanded compliment.
Terry Caulfield, it being Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. What are your favorite military-themed movies? What else? Did you ever see Big Red One? Which is a Samuel Fuller movie from the 80s.
Oh, I want to see that.
About the D-Day invasion with Lee Marvin and Mark Hamill is in it.
Oh.
Good movie. I liked it at least. Catch-22, good war movie.
Yeah. I like MASH.
The Great Escape is a good war movie. Stalag 17 is a
Star
great war movie.
What's the one with a Metal Jacket? Full Metal Jacket's a great
Metal
movie.
Jacket's a great war movie.
Oh, and I think my favorite is the topic war movies?
Yes.
Okay, so
military themed movies.
Apocalypse Now is my favorite movie of that genre.
Is it?
Well, if you say involving the military, but why do I have to?
I'm not making you
That
offended.
movie.
I'm just said.
Come on, just leave me alone, Josh. Let me like what I like. And I also like Heart of Darkness, which was the documentary.
That's not a military themed movie.
Yeah, it is because I had to watch it in uniform.
Wow. Why so sad sack? Luke Maxwell says, Andy, ever felt compelled to correct a historical inaccuracy on the set of I'm Dying Up Here? Did anyone ever try lighting up a comic off stage with a payphone?
What does that mean, lighting him up off stage?
I think giving him the light
Oh.
with a payphone instead of a cell phone.
Oh, I
the way
didn't
they
even
do.
get that joke. That's pretty funny. It is funny. You know, I'm always thinking, I'm ready for the question to be an accusation or for me to have an embarrassing answer to it. So I wasn't able to,
Fully.
but I have, you know, I've heard other, things on the show that
Like Brand. We
Brand,
talked
yeah.
about earlier.
They did say Brand.
Josh, did you ever tape your old MST3K episodes? Do you generally hang on to tapes of your work? No, I didn't tape the shows. I did when the internet started. When I first got on the internet, like on AOL, I went into like an MST3K chat room. There was a bunch of people in there, and I was like, "Hey, I'm John." You know, I said who
Did you
I
love
was.
that? Is that good?
And nobody responded, except for one person. This woman named Cheryl. And she was like this big fan of the show, and she gathered me up all these tapes of this UHF show, for local TV, Minneapolis UHF show, and she gathered up tapes from all around the world for me. Like she got a couple episodes from Australia. She got because everyone had shared these tapes. That was part of the ethos of Mystery Science Theater was keep circulating the tapes.
Oh, cool. I didn't know.
Because that was our I want
Grateful
my,
Dead thing.
It was our I want my MTV. It was a way of getting people to write into their cable stations.
Oh, okay.
And say we want Comedy Channel.
Ooh. Now that's clever.
And
Marketing.
so the show really started, you know, the whole, there was always this tape sharing thing with MST, which was cool. So she gathered up all these tapes for me and sent them to me, which was very cool. And then over the years, I lent them out to people. And
Did you ever meet
now it's just
Cheryl?
like, I did. I met her in New York when we did a thing at Columbia
that's
University. But I don't now. Because everything's on the internet and gettable. I don't. If something comes out on DVD now, I'll save it. But I don't. I've thrown away a lot of VHS tapes now.
I haven't thrown away. I don't throw away tapes, which is why I have a storage unit that I waste money on.
Yeah.
But I have not transferred anything.
Yeah, I haven't either.
You
I mean,
have.
I do have VHS stuff stored still, but
Yeah.
I'm less precious about it now.
The whole thing is
Also, I don't believe anyone gives a shit about my archives, quite frankly.
all I do is think about, will there be an Andy Kindler museum when I'm
Yeah.
dead? No, Andy Kindler Library. Which would be better? Andy Kindler Library, like a president, like a dead president.
Whichever has a gift shop.
And when you go in the gift shop, there's like little signs over there in the gift shop in my style. Hey, buy something, right? Am I all right?
CJ says, I listen to the podcast every week. Can't wait for Monday morning train ride, and I don't know why. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you. And where is this? Now that makes me think he's in Westchester and he's going into the city, something like that.
Let's see what his thing says. No, he's in Toronto.
Oh, they have an actual mass transit there. I've been on the Toronto trains. They're very nice. Who cares, Andy? Jesus Christ. Do I have to make a connection with everything?
Scrolling. Old man Winkerbean wants to know, do either of you have a king-size mattress? If so, is it worth the upgrade? Oh, God, is it worth it?
Yeah, well, it is if you're with somebody else in bed.
I had a fucking king-size when I was a single man.
Yeah, but if he is single, though, I think it's not a question. No, I'm just kidding. Is it Eastern King? California King?
I have a California king. Yeah. You?
I don't remember now. It's so old. We have to get a new mattress. We want to get
When
one.
you buy them out here, you pretty much end up with California Kings. They're true
Yeah.
to their name.
I want a platform bed. So
Make
what's
it happen.
stopping me?
Heather M., how long till you take the test shows on the test road? Guessing the test road is the 10.
The 10.
The freeway.
Oh, the 10 is the test road.
Yes.
How come I can't get simple jokes when they're asked as questions on the podcast?
Hard
It's
to
odd,
say.
isn't it?
Put that on your therapy list.
I think we should take it out. We should do something with test drive. I think we should drive this metaphor into the ground and then some. And then some.
I like and then some.
And then some.
Sounds like an old seaman term. Flotsam, jetsam, and then some. Miss Al-Boogie. How did you two become friends? What made you decide to start a podcast together? The friends thing we've covered by not covering it, and we started a podcast because we live blocks from each other.
Wait, we didn't cover how we met because we don't know how we met. But,
We don't know.
But we're going to make it a big contest from when we go with Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have like a
Well,
scavenger
like
hunt.
a writing contest. Someone can
something.
invent
I need
our
money.
origin story.
I need money. Either it's that or I'm going to start doing, hey, do you have hey, Josh, what do you use when you need a new razor blade? What do you do? Right. No longer will you have to with Shave Club per month. For just $30 a month, we'll send you all the razor blades you need. Enter Andy Kindler at checkout.
Okay, we won't be using that one. Callan Holder says, I wrote a review of a Dylan album today that was recommended on a podcast. Trying to get back in the habit of writing. Any album recommendations for which I could write a review?
Oh.
One album, quick.
Blood on the Tracks.
Imperial Bedroom. Oh, that's it. I only have one album.
The one that has Strawberry Fields. Have you heard the one that has Strawberry Fields on it? It's very good. That's my Jewish person talking about the Beatles.
Right.
You like the Beatles? Josh.
But what album is Strawberry Fields from?
It is.
Exactly.
It's not from any album. Aha! Try the soup. It's the All You Need Is Love. Is that an album? All You Need Is Love. What's that called? Sgt. Pepper's?
No. That was a single from that worldwide telecast.
What was the album? Okay, Sgt. Pepper's was an album.
Strawberry Field and Penny Lane were released as singles.
Oh, and they were
before
never
Sgt.
on
Pepper
the.
came out. Same sessions as Sgt. Pepper, but they came out separately.
Wow.
Trash Menace says, is it true that Letterman wouldn't book stand-ups funnier than him? Well, present company says yes. And is this why Jeff Altman was on so often?
No, he
was on.
Letterman booked all of his friends.
Yeah.
He liked his friends, and because he started out with them, and he was not that way. He liked people to be funny. People have accused Leno of that, of being threatened by funny.
Yeah, Altman, Johnny Witherspoon, and George Miller were like the three of his old buddies that were on a lot.
And I think even Dreesen maybe too.
And Dreesen,
yeah,
who I just saw at the few weeks ago.
That is an untrue rumor about Letterman. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard it. I have heard about Leno, but not Letterman.
I think it's good that he supported his. In fact, the opposite is true. It was Leno who didn't want to have certain people on his show.
Well, he just stopped having comics.
Oh, okay.
Largely.
Yeah.
With the excuse that the ratings went down when comics came on, which may well have been true, but still, I thought he had a responsibility to keep comics coming on.
I blocked out a lot of the time period. Because I think comics did the show, but I guess...
They did. I mean,
yeah.
They did them, but towards the end, they stopped having a lot of comics the last several years, it seems. Mark Thompson, speaking of this time slot, what do you feel was Carson's gift for lasting so many years on The Tonight Show?
These things were always hard for me, but to me, he was like, if you just kind of loved everything. I mean, I loved everything about him from my career. I was like, but I didn't know as much about him. But it was like he created that thing about. He kind of created the form in a way, as we know it now. Right? I'm not good at this. I'm not good at knowing any reviews. What do you think?
I mean, it was just him. It was his presence and his wit. You know, he was incredibly comfortable in the gig. He was non-threatening enough to watch every night and go to bed to, and he was funny enough to make you want to come back.
Yeah, I'm soft selling in a way because the thing is, I realize now that I know way more about Letterman than I do about Carson, but I love to watch. I always loved watching Carson. I love watching it now, even.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think he's like one of those. He really, you got a positive feeling for him without it being a syrupy thing, you know.
Yeah, and he was a great audience. I mean,
Yes.
that was part of it was that he was a generous host.
I guess I paused because I feel like now that wasn't really my generation, and I don't want to evaluate it. I feel like I should see more of it or something. I don't know what I'm saying, but I loved him. But I realize now when I see him that I didn't see as many shows as I thought I'd seen when I stopped watching it at some point. I must have stopped, you know, or wasn't aware of it.
Yeah. Well, they do kind of run together.
I like Dick Cavett.
Yeah. Dick Cavett had a more interesting show in a lot of ways than Carson.
Yeah, he was. And
They had actual conversations as opposed to panel banter.
Although Johnny, when he was interested in something, he could have a talk.
Well, it didn't happen that often.
I don't know why I'm so uncomfortable answering these Johnny Carson questions.
Christy W. sent an article about people getting stoned before they work out. Called Forget Protein Shakes, the newest workout supplement, marijuana. Discuss.
Well,
You don't work out.
I do walk. I used to be a taekwondoist in the old days.
Yeah, did you smoke pot before you did that?
No, I didn't try. But, you know, I was just going to say in general, there is a feeling I could be a wake and bake type person if there's nothing to do. I kind of enjoy, if there's nothing I have to do, I kind of enjoy zoning out in the middle. You know, I like that feeling.
Yeah.
But I don't know about working out.
Yeah,
I've tried to do it.
It's not so bad.
But I think you get sober pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. But it's, I work out with a trainer, and her job is basically to count. So
Right.
there's not a lot other than moving my body as instructed.
Yeah, I'm worried that I'm going to space out and fall.
And you will. Old Man Winkerbean, again, you find a piece of shrimp in your chicken, fried rice, red flag or bonus? It's a red flag. That means they didn't, means it's something, it's wok residue.
I don't like any mix-up of anything on food. I don't like when any other residue of food. Oh, I got a bonus shrimp. Oh, I got a bonus. I always think of it as a mess-up.
Yeah. I don't mind frying my onion rings occasionally.
I'm not even saying I mind it that much, but it will get me thinking. What else could be wrong?
All right. Well, I think that's it.
All I can think of is Alex talking about my energy flagging in the second hour, and then I start to say to myself, is my energy flagging? This is what makes people...
No, you're super stoned this time.
Josh.
What?
I can't believe you would... Josh, I came here, I was stone cold scober when I came here.
Right.
And I don't know what your... I can't even do a stone guy. Can I do a drunk guy? Tell me if this is good.
I don't know.
Hey, Josh, maybe I have had too much to shrink, but I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, it had a thing going. It needed,
Josh,
what it needed was commitment.
I don't feel so. Josh, I don't feel so. Josh, I don't feel. I think I'm sick. I took the feel so well. I think I'm sick as if that's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
That was a failure.
wasn't.
Is Funky Winkerbean? Is he like doing a takeoff on Funky Winkerbean?
I don't know.
Do you remember Funky Winkerbean?
Sure, I remember Funky Winkerbean.
But we don't really remember much about it. It couldn't have been that great a strip.
No.
Was it?
No.
All right. How about
it's I would say it's better.
how about Zits? I don't like that name. Is it good?
The affliction or the
The
comic
strip.
No, it's not
Either.
good.
Maybe I'm even saying something that doesn't exist.
No, I think it exists, but
Have you ever watched The Family Circus on Showtime?
it's a family circus joke.
Oh,
You
I
piece
thought it
of
was.
shit.
I thought it was, but what's the Family Circus joke? I mean, what's the joke? What's the punchline from?
It's from Family Circus.
No, not me. What's the joke?
Yes.
What is the joke? He comes in, they're all sitting around, and who ate the thing? Not
Right,
me.
and there was a ghost that would be labeled "not me," and they'd be like, "I don't know, I don't know," and there'd be like little ghost figures. One of them labeled "I don't know," and the other one "not me."
Wow, thank you. You made it come back to life for me.
Wow, I'm so glad to be Bill Keane by proxy.
My proxy, babe. But
Hey, if you enjoy the show, why don't you go rate us and review us on iTunes? If you want to write us here, write us at thoughtsspiralshow@gmail.com and we'll
you're acting like you're about to commit me to someplace, and you're just trying to
committing it to the
distract
end.
me.
It's really taking a long time to do the show tonight.
What happened?
I don't know.
I think it's my fault.
Well,
Do you think we could blanket say
it's easy to default to it being your fault because you'll always blame yourself.
and it doesn't? But
So
what is
it's,
it?
It's tempting for me to always go, yes, it's your fault.
Well, my therapist, I know one day is going to say, Andy, this fake apology you're doing,
Right.
no one's buying it.
Yeah.
That's because I think about what will my therapist once say to me negatively down the line.
Right. Of course. You have to prepare yourself.
Like as you said,
Brace yourself
You
for
said-
the certain letdown that is.
you said you haven't
Intimacy.
gotten, you wouldn't get mad at me. You said you wouldn't get mad at me. What did you say? You wouldn't get mad at me or haven't gotten mad at me?
No, I will get mad at you, and I have gotten mad at you. My only promise is that I'll tell you when I am.
Oh, okay. So that makes me, all I do is all day long, day and night, when's you going to get mad at me?
You never have to wonder.
When's you going to get mad at me?
It doesn't matter because I'll tell you when it's happening.
Why don't you tell me now and cut out the middleman?
All right, I intend to get angry with you soon
About?
about you staying too long.
Yeah, I'm at the house too long. We should have wrapped this up. I am staying too long. And I just want to say that I blame myself for, during the letters, I started to question myself, not the podcast,
Right.
but life in general,
Okay.
during the letters.
Yeah.
Should I be here? Why shouldn't I? Is there a parallel universe? And as I'm saying that, I just want you to know it's another attempt at a joke gone awry. Yeah, so write us at Thought Spiral. Also, don't forget to go...
ThoughtSpiralShow@gmail.com.
Right, and don't forget to see I Need You to Kill, which was just named into Cannes. And also, what else do you have for sale?
You could buy the Cinematic Titanic box set on Amazon.
And
or look for my
shoutfactory.com. And look for my CD when I put it out there.
Yes, keep an eye out for that. And you could buy a shirt or a mug at Zazzle.com.
Make it. You actually make it sad when you talk about it now.
I've never once made a promo for our merchandise without you making a snide remark about
Try
me
one.
making-
I promise I won't do it again.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, I'll do it then. Hey, do you like shirts? Do you like shirts that relate to with names on them or something that has something that makes you feel that you're a part of something? I'm sorry. I just want to say once again that this was a great show. I was on fire. I've never been this funny.
Yeah.
And this is the type of thing. I hope you don't edit out any of this. I hope this goes on as is 3.5 hours until at one point Allison's going to come down with a shot with an AR-15.
She might. She might.
Josh, I really can't end the show.
No, well, I would like to just end with a sincere and desperate plea for you to leave.